Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is we're ready to start going all out on performance mods. One of the mods we have right now is actually a Catless downpipe, which is in my trunk. I had the front pipe downpipe combo, but I did sell the front pipe because I just realized the mufflers I'm going to go with, or the exhaust system, they actually have a separate front pipe that I can purchase, and I just want to get their front pipe to go along with their exhaust. So for here we have the PRL's version 2 Catless downpipe. We're going to go be installing that today. PRL stickers, I don't really need that, so if you guys want that, DM me, I'll be happy to mail it to you. The bad news is that the driver's drive shaft is actually broken. I'll explain that in a new video. Alright, so putting the drive shaft aside, I'm also going to be doing a video on how to drain and fill up your transmission fluid in case you're on that 30k, 40k mile area. Some people like to change it to 25, some people say 30, some people say 40. I'm going to be replacing mine at 20 because that's the mileage I have on my car right now, and it's required to drain that if I'm going to pop out the axle, or else it's just going to leak through the axle. So that being said, this is a 3-in-1 video, all going to be separate uploaded. So the first thing you're going to want to do when installing your Catless downpipe or catted, you're going to want to take out your little intake tube right there. If you have an aftermarket, go ahead and take out that piece only. Or stock, it's going to be the same thing, just that piece only. And after that, you're going to have 3 12mm bolts on this little heat shield right here. One's going to be like right where my finger is, right here underneath the turbo inlet pipe. One's going to be right there, and another one right there. So once you get those 3 removed, it's going to expose the downpipe, which is going to have 4, I believe 14mm bolts around the downpipe, which I'll show you once I have everything off. And then from there, all you're going to need is pretty much just the rest on the bottom side of the thing, which is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bolts down there after you get the skid plate. So this is pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy. It should only take about, like, I want to say like an hour, if not less. But let's go ahead and get started. One thing I almost forgot to show you guys was the cold start with the regular catted downpipe, the OEM downpipe with the muffler delete. That's what I have all in my car. That's the only thing I've done in my car actually, besides other miscellaneous performance parts. Anyways, I'm gonna go set you down right here. Actually, I'm gonna put you behind the exhaust so you get a clear view of it. But this is how it's gonna sound like with a muffler delete only, with a stock OEM downpipe and front pipe. So nothing's been touched to the exhaust besides a muffler delete, and I'm gonna do a cold start for you right now, as well as a couple of revs. So that's how it sounds like with a cold start. Right now, I am not at operating temperature to go ahead and rev it up because I just did a cold start, so I'm gonna let it warm up for a little bit. For the meantime, while that thing is loading, I'm gonna go ahead and set the RPMs to, let's do 3,000. Let's give me a 3,000 RPMs 2-step for once it's done warming up. That's where we're gonna rev it at. We're gonna do 3,000 first, and then 4,000, and then 5,000. And we'll do the same thing with the Catless downpipe. 4,000. 5,000. So I don't know if you can see it, and hopefully the camera quality isn't noisy. I changed a couple settings, but on the downpipe you're going to see bolts around it. It's going to be 4, one on each corner. As you can see right here, there's a top left one, and the top right one is going to be right over there. Same thing at the bottom. You're going to follow those 4 bolts, and at least 30 minutes. You want to wait at least 30 minutes. Spray on some WD-40 or some PB Blaster on them because you don't want to strip the bolts. But definitely wait 30 minutes. If you want to take extra precautionary measures, I recommend doing it overnight. So just soak that with either WD-40 or PB Blaster. So one thing I forgot to mention with those 4 bolts, you're going to want to have like either a breaker bar or something like this out of a jack. I'm using this from a jack as an extension, or a breaker bar, a cheater bar if you want to call it. But yeah, it's really hard to do with just a ratchet. So I recommend, like I said, using a breaker bar or a cheater bar like this. So let me go ahead and break those 4, or that's actually 2 nuts and 2 bolts loose, and do the rest from the bottom. Before we put the downpipe in and install it, I just want to take a second to actually look at this and just admire the beauty of PRL's downpipe, the way the welds are. Look at the welds. Jesus Christ, that's quality right there. PRL and RV6 are the only ones I recommend installing in your car as far as the downpipe goes. PLM sells a knockoff version, but I don't recommend doing that. See right there, it says PRL. This is just beauty. I had the V1 before, my old SI, and I definitely like the way this one looks compared to the first one they released. Alright, so the next thing you want to do from the bottom after you have your skid plate out, you're going to have 3 bolts and 3 nuts. Well, you only need to loosen the nuts, but you have 3 nuts you're going to need to loosen, which are right here on the front pipe connected to the down pipe. And there are going to be 14, and you have 2 right here on each bracket. You just want to completely take this one out and just loosen this one so it can hang. And same thing right here with the other one. You're going to want to completely take out the one that's connected to the downpipe front pipe and completely take out, or just loosen the top one out. That way you can just swing it around and you don't have to worry about taking it out. That's just so when you take out the downpipe, you can swing these to the side and it will fall without any restrictions. Because if you just take this one out without loosening the side, you're going to have trouble taking the downpipe because it's going to block it. So you want to make sure you just loosen up the brackets. And one thing I also recommend as well, while you're down here, is on the front pipe, which you see right there where my phone is right here, you're going to want to take out that exhaust bushing, so that way it gives you more flex with the front pipe to disconnect the bolts that's on the downpipe itself. That way you can free it out and wiggle the way out through the bottom. That's essentially it. And PRL does provide you hardware that you're going to be replacing from the stock downpipe, and I'll show you that in a second once I have everything out of here. Alright, we have everything in the bottom disconnected, all the bolts and everything, and the hangers and all that stuff. So go ahead and take out that O2 sensor right there, this little yellow one that I'm pointing at right here, my finger. Go ahead and take that out, that way, and it's also held on by a clip right there on the little bracket where my finger is wiggling. So go ahead and disconnect the sensor and the clip, that way when we drop the downpipe, it's not going to break anything, any tabs, clips, or even the sensor itself. That's one thing we want to avoid. So go ahead and take that out, and then we'll just push everything out through the bottom. So really quick, here's a side-by-side comparison. This is the OEM catted downpipe. This is the PRL Catless downpipe. It's probably like a 10-pound difference if by guesstimating, I want to say. But now we just got to transfer that heat shield onto the new downpipe. Take out the O2 sensor, throw that in this downpipe, and from there throw it back onto the car. Alright, so now that we're about to put the downpipe back in officially, I just want to show you, when you first take out the OEM downpipe, there's going to be this little gasket right here. You want to reuse this gasket. Usually it doesn't come out with the downpipe, it's usually just stuck up here, so you want to make sure you leave this in here and that it's still intact. But PRL does provide you a gasket that you're going to need to connect from the front pipe to the downpipe. So now that we have the downpipe in, you're going to use the stock bolts on the top side of the downpipe, and the bottom side, PRL does provide you a gasket that connects from the downpipe to the front pipe. They also provide you hardware, which is right here. It's going to be Allen keys, so if you don't have that, I recommend getting some. I don't know the size of the Allen. All I know is I have one that fits it, so we're going to be using this. It only comes with these bolts. It doesn't come with any nuts, but it comes with bolts and washers, as well as a locking washer. But we're going to go ahead and connect everything down below. I already have just 2 of the nuts holding the downpipe in place, so when we connect the bottom part, it won't fall anywhere. So let me go ahead and get this thing done, and then we're going to flash the car and then see how it sounds. Alright, so this part is for those of you that are catless and that has K-tuner. So what you want to do, right now I'm on Fear Bull Stage 1.5, but you're going to want to go to, I think it's Quick Edits, but hold on, let me find it. Quick Enables. Alright, so you're going to go to Main Parameters, Disable Monitors, if this thing loads, We're going to disable the O2 sensor and the catalyst efficiency. So you're going to get rid of code PO420 and PO138/9. After that, we're just going to go ahead and turn on your car. 2 clicks forward. I'm pretty sure you already know how to use K-Tuner if you already have it. And we're going to connect it to the car. As you can see, it says authenticating. So we're going to wait till everything's connected and flash it, and then we'll turn it on. Alright, now that the car is flashed with variable stage 1.5 with God mode, we're going to go ahead and start the car, run it to operating temperature, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to rev it at 3K, 4K, and 5K after operating temperature, but we're going to do the cold start right now, and then once it's warmed up, we'll do the revs. Alright, same thing as before, 3,000. This kid, so I don't want to floor it and be loud with it. So that's some of the cracking. There's no one here, so let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna lift off the throttle at 5,000. This thing's loud. It's like very loud. I'm Catless and muffler delete. So this thing is definitely loud. It has a lot of backfire to it, more than I thought it was going to be. But so far we're averaging 48, 49 still. I'm going to do a pull here, making a left. But depending on how that goes, after a couple cars pass us, you know. Unfortunately I can't go into sport mode, so it's going to be done in regular. A little air. What the hell is that? That's a no lift and shift. This thing is crazy. So at 3,000 RPMs, we're going to release the throttle. And that's on second gear. 4,000. 5,000. That's how it sounds. This thing's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little too much, but if you like it, you like it. I definitely enjoy it. I don't know if that's a cop car behind me, but there is. Oh yeah, you can turn it off by pressing cruise control. So once you if cruise control's on, that's when God mode will be on. With the cruise control off, you won't have that backfires and that spits and everything like that. So I'm chilling there. That's one thing I like about it too. You could turn it on, turn it off, depending how you like it, and I could turn mine off. But let me drive more and see how I like this thing. Damn, so I've been driving this thing around with the tune and the Catless downpipe, and check this out. Can you hear that? Now I'm gonna downshift from third to second. That's just crazy. I think that's wild. That's just with the Catless downpipe and the Fearable thing. But anyways, that's that. I definitely like the Catless downpipe. I didn't want to go catted mainly because for that reason. I didn't want to, you know, burn out my cats and spend for an aftermarket part that's $400, and it actually costs more than the Catless downpipe. That's crazy. Thank you guys again for watching another one of my videos. I definitely recommend getting a Catless downpipe. The reason why I say that is, one, it gives you a deeper tone, and if you don't have a muffler delete, it won't sound raspy like mine does because I do have a muffler delete, but it gives you that deeper raspy tone, and you actually get more horsepower compared to catted, especially once you get a custom tune and you fully take advantage of all that airflow going through the exhaust system. But that's just me. I personally like Catless. A lot of people might not like it because of the exhaust fumes and all the carbon, you know, the carbon exiting the exhaust, and it's just smelling in general. Some people like to roll with the windows down and you might smell it, but again, personally, I would recommend going Catless. I do like the pops and bangs that it does provide with the Fearable God mode. That's also a personal preference. You guys may not like that loudness, you know, the obnoxiousness. You guys might want something just deep, subtle tone without that loud pops and bangs, and you know, you can do that. You don't have to get this tune. Again, you can just get a Catless downpipe and an aftermarket exhaust, or leave your stock exhaust on, and it'll just deepen it where you don't get that much pops and bangs like I do, because again, I have a muffler delete with the Catless downpipe. But thank you guys again for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, comment down below if you have a Catless downpipe or a catted and how you enjoy your Catless downpipe. Thank you guys again for watching. Until next time.